Hoy quiero compartir contigo un regalo del universo, que la verdad estoy sumamente afortunada de haberlo recibido. Pero antes quiero platicarte que en el 2020 tuve la fortuna de haber definido mi propósito, porque yo estoy convencida de que el propósito no es algo que se encuentra, sino que es algo que se define. Y bueno, en medio de la pandemia yo definí en el 2020 que mi propósito de vida era ser feliz, construir mi propia felicidad, pero también contribuir a que cada día hubiera más personas que se saben y se sienten responsables de construir la suya. Y que al compartirles herramientas e información de la psicología positiva, de la ciencia de la felicidad, pues tuvieran mayores posibilidades de tener éxito en este camino de construcción de felicidad y que les fuera mucho más fácil hacerlo. Entonces, habiendo dicho esto, es que yo creé este proyecto de Valentinamente Feliz, que desde diferentes perspectivas y desde diferentes plataformas tiene ese objetivo: compartir la idea de que construir felicidad es una responsabilidad personal. Y bueno, la semana pasada, en el World Happiness Summit en Oahu, en Miami, en un evento, el evento mundial de felicidad, Martin Seligman, que es considerado el padre de la psicología positiva, pues era la estrella del evento, ¿no? ¿Y por qué es tan importante Martin Seligman en la ciencia de la felicidad y del florecimiento, que es la psicología positiva? Porque fue la primera persona que hace alrededor de 25 años dijo: ¿por qué no nos empezamos a fijar en lo que sí funciona, en lo que sí hay, en cuáles son las fortalezas, los talentos y las virtudes de aquellas parejas, familias, sistemas, organizaciones, sociedades que sí funcionan, para poderlos replicar en los que no? Hasta ese momento la psicología se había enfocado en sanar la enfermedad, resolver la crisis, mejorar las áreas de oportunidad, ¿no? En el pasado, en lo que no hay, en lo que falta. Y entonces aquí surge la psicología positiva, que tiene todo este nuevo enfoque que revoluciona la historia de la psicología, y no es que ignore lo que está mal, sino que se fija en lo que sí funciona para poder mejorar y resarcir lo que no funciona. Entonces, bueno, el padre de la psicología positiva, Martin Seligman, era la estrella del evento, y yo estaba formada para que me firmara mi libro. Me anoté en una lista para conocerlo y poderle hacer una pregunta, y éramos más o menos 11, 12 personas las que estábamos en línea para poder entrar con él. Y de repente una de las personas organizadoras nos dice, pues dice Marty que entren todos. Y tuve la fortuna de tomar una hora de clase con él en un salón pequeño donde solamente éramos 12 personas ahí. Y el gran regalo de la vida y del universo fue que le pude preguntar de nuestro proyecto de Valentinamente Feliz. Y pude preguntarle qué opina. Entonces, bueno, aquí les comparto que nos firmó nuestro libro. Y aquí les dejo lo que él nos compartió acerca de nuestro proyecto.
My question is, if you consider happiness a personal responsibility. I've just started a project. I'm from Mexico, and I think the point of origin to make an impact is to make people feel and know they're responsible for building their happiness, because somehow many people think that it's like happy people are gifted, or they're like illuminated, or it's destiny, right? So I just got this message and I started the whole project around this, like sharing information and tools based on positive psychology, because I feel very privileged to have this. And in Mexico, I think not even 1% of the population know it. So I feel the responsibility of sharing this very valuable information with most people I can. And the key message is you're responsible for your happiness. So what's your insight around this idea?
Well, I like what you're doing very much. I think it's important that there are people who are genetically happy. And there may even be a few people who are happy all the time. So I'm engaged in a project right now identifying stable euthymics. So in the work that Ed Diener and I did on very happy people, what we found is they weren't stable. They went up and down all day long. That's sort of the genius of evolution quote was about as individuals we go up and down all day long and correct ourselves. It's just that their mean was higher. But there do seem to be a few people, and we've got about a dozen of them, who seem to be stably euthymic. Their mean is not only higher, but it doesn't change. But aside from those people, for the rest of us, we are responsible. You know, I've had to learn. I'm not naturally a happy person at all, and I've had to learn all this stuff and use it. So I think it's important not only to tell people they're responsible without being the happiness police. You don't want to impose it on them, but let them know this is really realistic. You can be happier next month than you are now, and here are various techniques for doing it, but you have to do them, you have to adopt them. You can't just say affirmations. So for those of us who are not genetically positively affective, I think telling us we're responsible for our own happiness and here's how to do it is very much worth doing. And also here are the consequences of it. You'll be promoted more at work, you'll make more money, you'll be more likely to capture that boyfriend or girlfriend, and all the advantages we know about happiness. So I think it's important to tell people the reason they would want that, other than just feeling good. I should say although this is a happiness conference, and that's the title of it, I'm not a great fan of happiness as an end in itself. For me, what's great about happiness is not that it feels good, but it's an end toward much higher things. So I care much more about productivity, innovation, freedom, than I do about how people feel. But William James said that all my thinking is in service of doing. And I think all my feeling is in service of doing as well. So I want to emphasize to young people the consequences of being happy.
Yeah, in Spanish, like in English, it's hard to make the difference, but in Spanish, we have two different verbs for being happy. Ser feliz, which is the idea of a long-term wellness, this whole being.
Feliz.
Yeah, ser feliz.
Ser
feliz. Like to be happy in the long run.
Ser feliz.
Ser feliz. And the mood, like the happy mood, is estar feliz. Like tú estás feliz. Estar. Yeah, you are happy right now, but it's just a mood. So the idea of happiness in my project is ser feliz. You know, like this long run well-being thing that you can develop and build. And even someone comes with bad news, they can take away the estar feliz because now you're worried or tired or angry or sad, but your ser feliz is there still because you have good relationships, you're healthy, blah, blah, blah. So happiness can be two different things in Spanish, ser feliz or estar feliz. So my project evolves around the idea of long-term.
It would be nice if there was a different noun.
Yeah.
So interestingly, the Anglo-Saxon derivation of happiness is from hap, which is external. It's really luck, Glück, and in in literature from Greco-Roman times through the Declaration of Independence, what happiness means is something like luck, good fortune, external. And then what happens around 1800 historically is that happiness becomes something individual that you're responsible for and can do something about, and it's not luck. And that's such an extremely important change in the way we think about what humans are capable of. So happiness itself becomes agentically possible.
Achievable.
Yeah.